Let's go ahead and start on the 137. Uh, unless the maps and mob type are really horrible, I think I have the 137 down pretty much. I just have to remember uh, that I'm not playing the fortress that I've been playing, and I should be good to go. Okay, and this is a reasonable start, and it's Ice Porcupines. Ice Porcupines is really good for progress percent, but it's not as good for building the Ring of Fire. Because it's not the same as some other mobs type like the Betrayed or Accursed, where it's really fast, sometimes too fast. There are certain monster types that give really quick Ring of Fires, and you actually want to progressively get the elite packs in position before you get the Ring of Fire, and sometimes you have to rush ahead, and it might ruin your pylon spawn point as well, based on the Ring of Fire. So sometimes the Ring of Fire gameplay uh, kind of defeats the purpose, right? So you prioritize the Ring of Fire versus the pylon spawn point or something. Okay, this is a shielding. I might just let it fly and follow me. I don't want to overstay the position that I saw them at. Since my progress bar is already maintained, not just from my paragons, but because of ice porcupines. If you can kill ice porcupines mob set, your progress bar is usually break even to time lead ahead of the hourglass. Ice porcupines, I used to think that ice porcupines are horrible because they're so spaced apart. But if you can actually clear the monster type, it's actually good to maintain your progress. However, if you get ice porcupines later, it you it doesn't buy necessarily enough time, but it does get you to break even sometimes. So it's actually better to get ice porcupines early than late. See, now I got a Ring of Fire, and the elite pack was just past it, right? So sometimes when you're not paying attention, like what I was doing, I wasn't paying attention. I end up getting a Ring of Fire before the elite pack. So I should have been paying more attention, but I was very close anyway that the elite spawned here in uh within a few pixels. Now this is yellow elite pack. I shouldn't really be overstaying it. I'm just gonna kill the ice porcupines and go because I don't want to fight a yellow elite pack. Now, of course, if it's dying, it's dying. It's halfway. I have enough Oculus rings, I believe. Nope, I don't. I don't think I have enough Oculus rings. But I think I have time lead anyway, so I'll just spend it on here. If you don't have a time lead, you do want to stay since you're out of Oculus rings. So this is another reason why some people struggle with pushing God DH, is because they invested they invested a lot to a yellow elite, and they keep staying for it when you lack Oculus rings. So when you lack Oculus rings, you don't want to stay the yellow. Once you stay the yellow and you overcommit, you will lose time. And that's why God DH is, you know, limited. Not just because the expectation of pushing is going to 150 as a personal objective for a player, um, but in fact, overstaying elite packs can get you to not enjoy pushing the God DH. So this is a mob set is a Hulks generally. Hulks you want more than 3 per position unless you get an Oculus Ring. So without an Oculus Ring, you don't want to fight a single Hulk. You want more Hulks in the vicinity. Or at least pull together between 3 to 8. Sometimes even 5 to 8. Okay, this is an Arcane. This is not a necessarily good pack. I was actually trying to kill the Hulks that I had. Um, So we'll find out if the elite pack is dying or not, because I don't think so. I think the yellow elite itself is not getting hit too much, even from the piercing. So I'm only gonna fight the Hulks. Oh, even the Hulks are newer now. So once I see that I don't have enough Oculus Rings, I'm leaving. And that's why I practice Oculus Rings even in my mid speeds or speeds. And this is the reason. You actually want to, once you lack Oculus Rings, you need to get out. Okay, I see. My problem is that I play so much Oculus Rings, I don't even like think about the Ring of Fire, which I could have landed the Ring of Fire on that one, but it's end of the map anyways, and you want Ring of Fire to hit more than one elite pack. Okay, so I have Burning Constructs. Uh, let's move here. It's another yellow elite packs. I'm getting a lot of yellow elite packs that I don't want, including this specific yellow elite monster type. Thank you so much for the follow. I don't actually like this elite pack because, well, this monster type is because it's Nightmare, and it when you get hit by the red thing that it shoots out, it gives you a debuff, and you don't actually want that debuff, especially in higher density. I think I'm gonna skip this thing. I'm losing time already. I've been losing time throughout this rift, by the way. Ever since the Ice Porcupines, I haven't had a good monster type. The Hulks were okay, but then the map was limited in the end, you know. So the map didn't give me more Hulks to play against, and so I lost time on the second floor, and including this one. This one is mostly burning constructs, and so I'm losing even more time. It's not just a keeps issue. In fact, it's also that I've been getting a lot of yellow elite packs throughout the whole rift, and yellow elites eat up time, way more time than blues for the god DH especially. So you actually want to play more blue packs than yellow elite packs. When you get a ton of yellow elite packs like this, you will start losing time on your progress bar. So my progress bar is supposed to be a lot higher than this, based on my paragons especially. So the issue now is that I'm getting too many yellow elite packs for the god DH itself. So I'm losing time because I'm not getting enough progress from the density monster type and getting a second keeps in a row. Okay, speaking of blues, the other issue I have is I think my pylon um, percentages are good, kind of like awful now. And so my issue, see, a blue is a lot easier, right? The HP of a blue is actually dying. You can see against a yellow elite would have taken ages. This blue, however, there's one healthy blue because it didn't follow through into this room with me. But these blues, you can tell that they're actually dying versus a yellow elite pack that doesn't die or doesn't get hurt hardly at all. This blue is almost gone, even me not using all the Oculus Rings. So this is the healthy blue. And yes, see? So a blue. So when you play God DH for pushing, you actually prefer blue elite packs. And that's why when one of my friends in chat was saying a GR130, this is what I meant, where the higher you go for pushing God DH, your time struggle isn't just the boss itself, even though there are bosses that move out of your range and can cause you to lose like 5 seconds here, 10 seconds there. And I didn't get a good pylon follow-up in addition. And how's my Ring of Fire? 70 something. Okay, I don't think I have 20 here, but I can try. Okay, I do. Okay, here we go. I don't know if this blue is gonna go here, so I have to pretend to make it charge here. You don't actually want to get charged by bulls, though. So, I don't know. Not using that Oculus Ring that I should be using, because I want to maintain them inside the ring, and the yellow elite from the pylon didn't even die because as you go higher, you actually need 2 ring of fires for the tougher yellow. I should have enough here. I have to remember to plan for the final pylon. I don't know if I will exactly get the 99%, but I should get a 99% pylon. Unless it's like a 2 pylon rift, but I forgot the count of my pylons. Okay. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna well, do I have to? No, I don't. Because it's density. I clicked it. I clicked it twice. Hello? Okay, this is stupid. I can't click it because of the monsters. They're like name locked. Oh, my arch nemesis. Great. Yeah, so I've been over-explaining and haven't been playing my Ring of Fires correctly. Uh, and I also mispositioned my Ring of Fires because I play too many Oculus Rings. I actually enjoy Oculus Rings a lot more than uh, one would think. So I tend to misposition my Ring of Fires a lot because I actually enjoy Oculus Ring gameplay way too much, in fact. I would say I use the majority of 85% of all Oculus Rings whenever I play the game. And I also try to position them, even though it's like RNG. I actually try to position them because I kill certain kinds of density monster type during my density gameplay. There's the 137 with no rips, I believe. So no rips. Yeah, so one thing about softcore is that I have ripped before, obviously, but for every keystone that I launch a rift, right? I try to play as 0 rips as I can, or even without a proc. I actually play worse when I get a cheat death proc from the follower or my own cheat death on the class, for example. So I try not to play with, you know, getting rips over the course. But of course, this rift so far, I haven't seen too many elite packs like compounding the issue, and that I skip more than half of them because they were yellow elite packs that I can't clear because overstaying would lose me more time. 137. All right, here we go. I think I'm gonna upgrade my trapped one time, hopefully, or twice, maybe. Nice. Good. Now it's caught up. And I think I'll go for my Taeguk as well. Only 135, 136. Nice! All 4. 2 for the trapped and 2 for the Taeguk. So now I'm more caught up with the next attempt on my main gems. That's perfect. That was luckier than expected. But it wasn't as lucky with the pylons outside the last one before the Rift Guardian. But it was actually risky because I actually got kind of like a name lock on the monsters near the pylon, and I didn't even like pull the monsters near the pylon too much. They just naturally happened to name lock themselves. Well, put themselves in the name lock position where my mouse couldn't see the word conduit. It was mousing over all the like density monsters instead. So it almost cost me to spawn the elite pack instead alongside a Rift Guardian. That would have made it a little worse and delay like at least 15 seconds for me to pull away, like to pull into a different room completely. So lucky for that. But the pylons were not the best, nor did the maps. But I'm not gonna blame the maps. I often play worse maps anyway. So I don't always play the maps until they actually cause issues. This issue was more yellow elite packs for now anyways. Alright, let's see. Focus ring, non-ancient. Restraint, non-ancient. Yeah, this season's or usual rings are giving issues. Ancient, but the damage range is super low. It's like almost minimum on an ancient, and the legendary power obviously is a 152, so it's a no-go. And this is usually how it is for the Demon's Demise, by the way, and that's why people use Cube Recipe page 11 for the Demon's Demise instead. Not just because you want 200%, but because the RNG usually fails on giving the legendary power high when you get an ancient one. Demon's Demise, when you get ancient, unless you get super lucky, either the damage range is super low or the legendary power tax is super low. The Demon's Demise is very tricky like that. Okay, so that was the 137. It was very slow because of, I think there were like 6 yellow elites throughout. Out of like 11 elite packs or something, there were like 6. I didn't like count, I just averaged. Okay, so that's the 137. Let's see, 138, where would it be? Not very far. Yeah, so when the 137 is like that, it there could be 2 reasons. One is I'm, ahead of the time due to my paragons and some of the gear. The other reason could be that the 137 is easy. Okay, so let's try 138 now. Maybe I can get better pylon order, and I'll get back my top 200. God specific, GoD specific. There's a chance to get 10-minute ones if my pylon order was more fantastic, right? Especially if you can have a power for the Rift Guardian, for example. So here we go, 138. Okay, not a good start, but we'll see what it is. Ghosts, Ghostly. Is it the Ghostly Trio? It doesn't look like Ghostly Trio. It's probably just the other mob set. Okay. It's not even ghosts. It's just random stuff. Okay. It was just random that ghost happened to spawn there. Alright, so we have a blue start. I don't like this blue, actually. But we'll see if I can clear it. I don't think so. My Oculus rings went out. But one is half. Okay, I should be okay. I just had enough Oculus rings. Ring to clear. Alright. Break even. Move on. Okay. Probably don't want to move on too far because I might get a 12% pylon, even though I don't want a pylon on this floor just yet. But I would prefer to just get some progress instead of skipping everything. I think I see a yellow elite because of the minions arriving. Minions are easy to clear. I wonder what the yellow elite actually is. Oh, okay, it's this guy. No, let's not do that. Oh, double yellow? No thanks. What is my kills number though? 78? Maybe. But I did split them apart already. This might be an issue of the Ring of Fire not being good. Yeah, this is gonna be tricky to play the Ring of Fire. Yeah, Yeah, this might not be a go. This was tough on the Ring of Fire positioning. And this is a Juggernaut, of course. I didn't mouse over the Juggernaut. I only saw that it was the yellow elite that I wanted to skip anyway. Are they? Okay, so they're like really annoying. I might skip them, I think. Unless I decide to pull them. I mean, I am break even, so it's okay to do this, but you normally don't want to do this. Okay. 20% conduit. Got very lucky there. Okay, so they're following just fine. So I'm gonna check up ahead anyway. Okay, there's no elites. So this is like a conduit for density. And the 2 elite packs backwards, I guess. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull these 2. Closer, please. I don't want to like walk backwards on the conduit. Because whenever you do that on the conduit, you know what happens? The next elite pack, like the next elite packs will be right at the distance where your conduit ends before it zaps the next actual elite that you actually have to play the conduit for. Okay, this is fine. Double down. This is not a Juggernaut, thank goodness. So I'll stay, but the explosions are annoying. Okay. Oculus Ring to help. My damage, okay. Let's go. Let's keep going. They're already hurt. I don't care. I knew that was gonna happen. No elites. No elites. No elites at all. No elites at all. So this was a conduit for density, like I said. There might have been an elite on the bottom side, but I don't care. This is density conduit. Okay, what's the next follow-up? Okay. There's a blue here. I guess I can try for this blue, and the conduit might end after this blue. Unless I beeline a pylon. Nah, that's not gonna kill the yellow elite, so I wasn't gonna invest on it. So I got Lacuni Slashers. Lacuni Slashers is pretty nice if you can handle their damage. And since I'm a spin to win, they're easier to handle than getting slashed by them on some builds. I am ahead because of the conduit, but the conduit was more for density than actual elites. I only got like 4 total elites, which is just above average. But it could have been 5 elite packs total, inclusive of the pylon. 60 something kills. Okay, I need more density. Might play here. There's another yellow elite. This is annoying. Where are my blue elite packs? Aside from that first one. And this season is also easier to play because as the God DH because of the light per hit that's from the Soul Shard. So if you don't get a good third preferential stat on Navalas with light per hit, you'll actually start to have trouble, and a lot of people prefer Fortress because they don't get light per hit. But this season with the light per hit from the Soul Shard, then it's a lot easier. So you should actually play God DH because it's actually easier. Okay, burning. Burning, 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 burning. Okay. This yellow elite has enough Oculus rings, so I'm gonna clear it now. What's my last pylon though? Okay, I need to know what my last pylon is. This is the 86%. I should have a pylon. It might be on this side, right? Or or like over here. Or not. What was the percent? What was the percent on my pylon? That's weird. Usually there should be an 86%. So it's delayed to like 92%? That's horrible. I mean, I have a lead, like a huge lead, but still, it's annoying. Is it over here? Oh god, I was looking at the map. There's my pylon. I was like, I should have my pylon. I was looking at the map and I got procced. That's bad. Okay, so I have to. I was like, there's only a few spots to get the pylon. There must be this little obstacle nook. Okay. Where am I gonna get my last percent? Is it gonna be elite and lots of fire shamans? No thanks. Of course, it has to be an elite. Okay. Oh, here. Okay, I better go back for it now. Wow, that was close. There we go. Power for the Earth Guardian. Here we go. I got proc for stupidity though. I was looking at a map because I was like trying to identify where I should walk, and then I realized the only last spot for this smaller version of the graveyard was this spot. So the pylon had spawned here the whole time. If I wanted to reveal it, or if I had walked actually a little too close, it would have already been there. Had I, you know, not bothered to check here, it would have been here, and then I would have skipped over it, right? So I procced here on accident while I had a cheat death proc over here when I was looking at the map. But anyway, no rips again. That's the 138. This was a lot better than my 137. I actually played maybe one or two Ring of Fires more intently, and that helped as well as the conduit. But I had to stall on the conduit uh, because it ended up being a density conduit. So it's still better because I had conduit and power as an RNG, but uh, if I had even better positioning for, you know, each of them, I can clear an even faster time. So anyway, what's the armor ratio? Oh, okay. It's good. But I think that's buffed maybe. All right. Here we go. 138, 60%. Let's try it. Okay, didn't work. Let's go back to simplicity because that's more important. Wow, really? Okay, try again. Thank you. Try this one again. Okay, good. They're balanced now. +1 against my push tier number. So that's gonna help with the next one. I got a little bit lucky at the end of those upgrades.
I need to go back.
Could have failed.
The ancients would be proud.
My training has paid off.
9:44. That's under 10 minutes. So technically, I don't remember if it's gonna give me a 140, but technically no rips and under 10 should be a double jump, I believe. Before 140s, they should still be a double jump. But anyway, I'm still gonna go for 139 because the damage check on God DH is crazy per tier. Without pylon help, per tier, it's crazy. And that's the very reason also why people relegate it to uh not pushing. Not just the Paragon issue. Alright. But nothing else good. Okay. I think I have to spend my blood shards now. Let's go ahead and do that. I mean, with the same amount of pylons, I can get the 139 pretty easily,
Anything could
but
happen.
we will have to see if I get lucky. That was an okay rift. What I need is boots or rings,
Do come back again.
and boots
See you
suck like
soon.
that. That's why we don't do it. But
Are you ready?
the other way to play this blood shards could be just preparing for my firebirds. That's the other way. Now, I'll stick
See
with
you
this
soon.
character for now.
See you soon.
Oh boy, look at that. That's why you don't do this. And that's why I call it Force Reforged, because while it's 25 blood shards, you actually get nothing. Not even one legendary there. Out of my limited space of 7 columns, it was 7 columns twice for not a single legendary, even though the altar is obviously completed, right? You can get RNG of only not even one. And it goes for chest, boots, and rings, I believe, where the statistics are just the chancing is just bad, and that showed the worst side of it actually.
Acquire a new skill.
So that was 42 pairs of nothing, right? Whereas I could have gambled for gloves, I guess, if I wanted to work on the quadfecta chance. All right, so that was the 138. I forgot to check the leaderboard to where I sit. Did I get just top 200? I was even talking about it earlier where I could get top 200 because the 10 minutes felt like I could have gotten 10 minutes because of the pylons. The pylons weren't good at the 137, including the mob types. So when the mob types are more decent, such as Lacuni slashers, which they are like medium decent, above decent for God DH. So then I knew that I had a chance, and I played worse because I got a cheat at proc while checking the map for the pylon spawn point, and then I played worse. So I could have done, you know, a few more seconds better than this. And at the end there, for the last 3%, I was thinking where I left density, and it was the same spot that I left from getting cheat death procced at the time. So the density was there, so I had to go all the way back there. So I lost a few seconds there as well, right? And then I had to click the pylon, you know, after the Rift Guardian spawned. So then I had to walk away from the spawn point of the uh Elite Pack as well. So this time could have been like 15 to 20 seconds lesser. So I could have been rank 197 basically. So I lost one rank based on how I played that final 5% progress. Isn't that sad? I mean, not that 197 and 198 rank is like, 1 and 2 or the difference between 1 to 3 or something like that in the challenge rift, but like if you analyze what I did there on the last floor, I didn't play that very well in the last 5%, or even the last 10%, I should say. I didn't play very well in the last 10% progress. So, yeah. All right, let's go ahead for the 139. Halls of Agony today, huh? Pretty agonizing. What is it this time? This is the actual Ghostly Trio? Okay, so Ghostly Trio is interesting. With life per hit is a lot easier.
I'm still waiting.
But it takes a lot to maintain your progress bar.
Not ready yet.
So the progress bar will feel kind of awkward, basically.
More
Um,
time.
the solution is whether I want to skip the floor. Not completely, but I might have to think about it.
I'm still waiting.
Because this floor isn't gonna give me what I need in progress percent.
Need more time.
But with life per hit from the soul shard, it's a lot easier.
I'm still waiting. Not ready yet. I could get accustomed to that.
Oculus Ring.
I'm still waiting.
Oculus Ring.
Not ready yet.
Oculus Ring. I might accidentally even spawn a pylon on the other side.
Need more time.
So I have to check the pylon spawn point at some point before I leave floor. Because you could get an early pylon.
Not ready yet.
Okay, so there's the blue elite here. Oh, double blue elites. So did I get a pylon anywhere?
More time.
No, I didn't. Let's see. I might have to pull them back this way to get more Oculus rings.
I'm still waiting.
But it's gonna get kind of hot. Okay.
Need more time.
Speaking of hot, I did get the Ring of Fire, so I have to play them here.
Not ready yet.
Okay, Oculus Ring, thank you. Yes, Oculus Ring. Okay. Alright, exit. That's pretty good.
Need more time.
Okay, Yellow Elite skip. 28%. I think I might play a higher percent. Wow, that almost sniped me.
I'm still waiting.
That almost sniped me because it sniped right on top of the Oculus Ring. Hmm.
Not ready yet.
Wow, this is really hot.
Need more time.
I'm thinking about the Ring of Fire, but I don't think I want to fight that one.
I'm still waiting.
Okay, there's double yellow elites. But I think I split the other one already. That's my problem.
Not ready yet.
Okay. Oh, this is a teleporter. Wait, did that one teleport to me or is it a new one? Now I'm just confused.
I'm still waiting.
Okay, since it's a teleporter, I think I can continue pulling it while using Oculus rings, I guess. Even though it's really hot on the Oculus ring right now. Okay, do I get a pylon soon? Or is this the end? Oh, goodness, it's the short one. Okay, should have known that. Don't think I have enough Oculus ring for this yellow elite. I have to skip this yellow. Yeah, let's skip this yellow.
Not ready yet.
Okay. Pylon has to be here, right? Okay. Early power.
I'm still waiting.
Uh, hmm. This power is kind of tricky. The question is, will I stay on this floor completely?
Need more time.
I'm being very greedy with this power pylon, by the way. Like, very greedy.
I wish I could do that.
Because I could easily clear all this to gain what I need. But this is not enough,
I'm still waiting.
in my opinion, for the power value.
Not ready yet. That was just a taste.
So hard to position face beast, huh? Oculus ring.
Need more time.
Okay. Okay, there's ghosts. I mean, I did play greedy on that power, but I feel like they wouldn't have given me enough because it would hit all this density. And if I were to get the power, I want like 5 elite packs
I'm still waiting.
for the value. So the bad news is I played that greedy, and my time is lost as well. And the floor monster type is not great.
Ready yet.
So like a double-edged sword right now on the power pylon.
Need more time.
How goes the season? It's going better. I mean, I started working a bit on Paragons, a little bit just to catch up. And my gear. Okay,
Still waiting.
should have pulled more before I played that. Ring of Fire, that is. Yeah, this is kinda where the power pylon needs to help me, I think. If I don't want to lose more time. But I played greedy, and I think I will. I'm gonna stick by the play. And if I lose, I already know my problem by playing greedy.
Need more time. Not ready yet. I'm still waiting.
And the monster types are not helping, they're splitting too much damage. I mean, Valis is not like I'm splitting damage, I'm just saying I'm not even hurting,
Time.
I'm pulling. So it's like, it doesn't give me the damage I want.
Not ready yet.
And the blues is gonna die soon.
I'm still waiting.
There we go. Yellows too. Oculus ring, and they should die. Perfect. Okay, so I should probably play from the other side, but I'm already here. This is a bit of a problem.
I'm still waiting.
I feel like if I eat up too much of this floor, I can't go back to the power. Because if the next floor sucks, and I go too far on the next floor, I can't really come back. I might have to leave this spot of density,
I'm still waiting.
just in case. Okay, there's a blue here. Oof,
Need more time. Sweet revenge.
come on. Illusionist blue.
Not ready yet.
Okay. I overwalked them. How awkward. Ah,
I'm still waiting.
okay. At least the small overlap rings.
Need more time.
Oculus ring right under my feet. Perfect.
Not ready yet.
Of course, there's always one healthy blue. It's like the usual case of issues.
I'm
It's
still
like never like all same health or close to. It's always one
Need more
super
time.
healthy blue that wastes you like 5 to 20 seconds. The timing sucks there. Channeling is useless. Basically, it's only making the game harder. I don't want that.
Need more time. Do you want more?
Especially the Silver Terror, it's also making me press even more, which is good and bad.
Ready yet.
So,
I'm still waiting.
probably work back to the pylon now.
Darkness awaits you. Need more time.
Yeah, I should probably go back to the pylon now.
Not ready yet. That was just a taste. I'm still waiting.
Just kill density. Okay. Are you able to walk this way? Thank you. Oh my god, it has to be you. It's always you. But it was good positioning in the end for the Ring of Fire, and he did walk into
Not
it.
ready yet.
So bye bye. That ended up being nice. I didn't need the channeling, and I played greedy with the power, but I think that I had to stick with my game plan anyway. The density was gonna eat up all the power anyways. I failed on 2 Ring of Fires though. Like the Illusionist blue here, I failed it basically. I failed this Ring of Fire timing because of the mob type. But my executive decision for the power was already done in the beginning, so I got pretty lucky for what decision I made. Thank you. It wasn't the best of decisions, but I had to stick with my plan. And then I got lucky with pulling the Rift Guardian right on point, because I messed up 2 Ring of Fires. I was actually getting less confident with my positioning of Ring of Fire. But that helped a lot, both power and the Ring of Fire to hit the Rift Guardian. That's pretty cool. That saved like, a minute and a half or 2 minutes even. So that's good.
Let's see what we can do.
No rips. I mean, this season's life per hit plays into my style anyway. All right, that's cool. That was pretty cool. That was pretty fun. I still need to play better on the Ring of Fires though. Alright, here we go. Please upgrade. Yes, 140, nice. Try this trap. Yes. Okay. Now for the Taeguk to catch up again. Taeguk this season has been trying to catch up the whole time. Okay. Nice! All four. Sweet. Now they're caught up for the next one. Nice. Yeah, I also didn't want to click the channeling. It was gonna make me click my buttons like crazy and also add an extra elite pack that would kill my time. So, didn't need it. Why did I go there? No clue.
Your skill has grown.
My training has paid
1220
off.
slow, but I think I bought a lot of time with the ending play there. Would have been like a 14-minute one actually, I believe. Had I not played the end more perfectly, it would have been a 14-minute or at least 13:39 or something. Okay, so that was the 139, 169. That's funny. All right, so next step is top 150. Got GoD specific. That should be doable. If I get the same pylon, ending pylon, or if I can save the ending pylon like that, that would be great. Okay, 140. Here we go. 140. Please something decent now. Oof. Okay. Well, we'll find out. Running constructs again.
I'm still waiting.
Oculus Ring. Blues to start. That's okay. It's Thralls. It's not bad. Oh, it's Illusionist Thralls. Okay, well, if I get enough Oculus Rings, it should be fine. Or not get hit by them.
I'm still
Arcane, however, in the narrow hallway is not good.
I could get accustomed to that.
Where's my Oculus Ring? Oh, over there. Kinda hot.
Need more time.
This is gonna be quite bad. Yeah, it was a bad decision, but I guess I have to just do it. I already invested and committed.
Not ready yet.
Shouldn't have played this. I knew this was gonna be a problem. I guess I'll just kite. Of course. Okay, this is just gonna be a stupid play. It's lucky that this season has life per hit, just to say. Because this would have been an auto skip.
I'm still waiting.
Okay, I need to pull them into my ring. Please. Please.
Not ready yet.
Oh my goodness. They're stuck at the door. Like, really? They are stuck at the door. And then while pulling this, I messed up the yellow. Great. That is just a series of unfortunate events. That's so stupid. So they got stuck at the door.
Need more
I
time.
had to over tug and mess up the yellow. That's stupid.
Not ready yet.
But now I'm committed, so it's a time loss, but it might be a break even.
Need more time. Not ready
This
yet.
is annoying. This guy's fighting. What are you? What was he doing? Was he fighting like the my follower's previous position?
Not ready yet.
Probably. Alright.
We need more time.
I need to get out of here. Oh, speed? Yeah, speed out of here. Spinners? Yes, thank you. Okay, better.
I'm still
Not better. It's a yellow elite. Okay, I'll play here anyways. Okay,
more time.
can I get an elite pack? No? No elite pack? Okay, just, well, this elite pack, but
I'm still waiting.
where's the...
Not ready yet. I'm still waiting.
Of course it jumped to around. Well, if you want to jump around, you can follow me.
More time.
Okay?
Not ready yet.
Follow me then. Want to jump around so much? Follow me. Thank you.
I'm still waiting.
Yeah. Wake up, please. Or you can just die. Okay. Shield for what? Okay, one. Is there a second one somewhere?
More time.
No? Shield for one? That's not enough.
I'm still waiting.
And shield for one. Well, two. But... yeah, this shield is terrible.
We need more time.
Shield is terrible.
Not ready yet.
The yellow elite, please walk faster.
We need more time.
This yellow elite might not even die. And that's why this shield is terrible.
I'm still waiting.
Do I even have enough in here? For my ring? I might not. Barely.
We need more time.
Please say I have enough.
Not ready yet.
What are you doing? Walking out of it. I'm over here. And you have teleport. You should have teleported to me on the other side, not walk over there. I guess my follower was messing it up.
We need more time.
Okay. I wanted to skip this floor, but I guess I'll just take this density while I have it.
I'm still waiting.
Next. Really? This channeling is gonna kill my time. I mean, I could have used the shield for it, I guess, but... really? If that was a conduit, this was over.
I'm still waiting.
So I have to set up a big screen to
Need
win.
more time.
Okay. 43 kills. Where are the elites now? Now when I want elites, there's like 0.
Ready yet.
When I don't want any elites, there's like 1,000. Well, one there that's sleeping.
I'm still waiting.
And it's a shielder. So that's gonna be stupid. Oh,
Need more time.
almost got hit. This is so frustrating.
That was just a taste.
Okay, just play it.
Not ready yet.
Where did this elite go? It's still sleeping.
I'm injured. Need more time.
Well, I'll use it for whatever I can, I guess.
I'm still waiting.
Alright. Tug back this way.
Not ready yet.
Okay. Still. It's a very interesting
More time.
problem that I have.
Not ready yet. I'm still waiting. Do you want more?
What am I gonna do after this one? Okay.
I'm still waiting.
85%. Kinda need a little bit more than 85%. Okay.
Not ready yet.
I mean, my channeling was kind of at a wrong percentage already. So it's kind of bad.
Need more time.
I feel like this is gonna be a big problem. 89 though. Oh god.
Still waiting.
They are weak though, but they are splitting up.
Not ready yet. I'm still stronger. Bleed, you filth! Need more time.
Of course, the one guy was outside. Of course. And he's stuck. I mean, I don't have to care about that actually, to be honest. But at the same time, I want to kill the density though. So it's like really silly that I accidentally pulled the spinner too far left. Okay. I think I have to get off this floor. Yeah, let's just use this last bit and get off this floor.
Not ready yet. I'm still waiting.
It's terrible. Nice. Okay. Good. Good, 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 good.
Time.
That's what I was hoping for. I was a little worried on my spawn points.
I wish I could do that. Sweet revenge. I'm still waiting.
Nah, you're not gonna follow there. It's fine. I'll use this Oculus ring instead. Charge, charge. My freeze. That's the problem with this season, huh? The freeze prevented the charge. The freeze prevented the charge, so it didn't charge into the remainder of the ring, but oh well. That ended pretty nicely, even though I didn't like that previous floor. One of the spinners went outside and got stuck from the obstacle. That was kind of annoying. but it ended up being okay because I would have gotten probably too much progress percent, and then I would have accidentally spawned um on the previous floor, and then I might not have seen this pylon as the, well, whatever, near 99, sometimes 97, 98, and 99. So luckily, it ended up, hindsight here, but it still ended up being, I think it worked out. So yeah. Well, too bad, Spinner. You caused this. So it actually led me to a better win. Funny enough. Thank you. The spinner being outside the ring of fire actually benefited me, which is totally funny, actually, because the time that I got 12:14 wouldn't be a 12:14. It would have been easily a 14-minute rift or even a fail, because that floor with the channeling there already indicated that I would lose time. So that was kind of bad. I think I got very lucky. What build I'm running? Just got DH that isn't stricken based on the Rift Guardian duration, and I'm playing the Valas with the my favorite Remnant of Pain. And then my skill bar has been here since season 24 because I love Vanishing Powder cooldown myself. My muscle memory is Vanishing Powder. I can't play Special Recipe because I press too often my number 2 alongside my Hungering Arrow being on number 1. I actually press 1 and 2 very often to the point that Special Recipe overdrains against Preparation Focus Mind. So a lot of times, most people would also play Special Recipe and they would go, like, let's say around the 25% mark pretty often. I would go past that, which is bad based on muscle memory. So my choice of Vanishing Powder as well as Wolf, because I don't play Special Recipe, I don't need preparation, right? And so this plays into the Sliver Terror that came after season 24, which was 25. Soul Shards came in season 25. So my my setup is basically times 4 instead of times 3, depending on how well I press my Phantom Knives, because I'm pressing manually, right? Even though I'm playing on PC. So if my pressing is not consistent, then it will fluctuate between 3 times or 4 times for the Silver Terrace bullet point. And then uh if I misposition my Ring of Fire, then I'm not using the benefit of the Ring of Fire as well as I should be. However, at this GR tier number, obviously you would know, you need around 1.5 rings to kill a yellow elite, more or less. Sometimes 1 if you get an instant spawn, but if you had to pull and drag the yellow elite into the ring, you need almost 2, if not 2, by now, basically. But my skill bar has always been this way ever since season 24. Even at the very end of season 22, in fact. I took a break from GoD DH in season 23 when the mirror images uh, Firebird popped up. So I actually took a break from GoD DH in season 23. But my skill bar has always been this way ever since season 22, end of season 22. After I took out the dead skill vaulting. Because I used to vault away from the wall because they would always wall me, and they would wall me like the inside of the wall, not just like near the outside of the U shape. It would wall me like inside. So I would have a dead skill vault, but my vault is to vault faster out of the wall U shape, as well as vaulting into Oculus rings, more than just strafing cat and mouse with the Oculus rings, because a lot of times the Oculus rings uh that I see people playing, some people play cat and mouse with their Oculus rings too much. You go left, by the time you go left, the Oculus Ring is gone, and then the next one spawns to the right. So you're always chasing Oculus Rings. So I used to have vault back when GoD first was in the application because we're so used to vaulting for the other builds most of the time. So then I had vault ever since the start of GoD. So initially I had a dead skill on my skill bar, and then I finally changed to the Fan of Knives that people play. But you don't need Fan of Knives until you're actually like needing the armor based on how you strafe and how long it takes to kill something that actually hits you. So anyway, uh, I had this skill bar the whole time because of the choice of my smoke screen, which matches the Sliver Terror even before it existed.
What do you need?
And I've had Wolf because I don't like support, but in solo I play as though I have a support. So my Wolf timing is bad because I don't just apply it whenever I see an elite. I just press it however I want, and the Sliver of Terror makes you press it whenever so that you maintain that bullet point anyway. Um, and so my skill bar has always been this way, even before Soul Shards. Okay, so no rips. That's cool. And again, I got lucky on that because the previous floor was so bad at the end. It was just like I was losing time, especially at the end there before I even spawned the Rift Guardian, the 96 to 99%. I sort of didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to leave. I just kept staying. And then I was worried about the next floor because certain maps like Plague Tunnels could have easily ruined the spawn point by being either too far or it would have been like a the winding Plague Tunnels, which is not the donut version, and then my spawn point would be even more ruined, and it would delay another 1 or 2%, which is another 30 seconds. So I think the spinner being on the at the obstacle was a good and bad. There's like a bad side to it and a good side to it. It just happened to be a good side to it. I don't know. I don't play 10K. I don't even have non-season 10K. My non-season's like what, 5 on the NA, like 5.3 or something. It was either 4.7 or 5.2. I don't remember. And then I think this side is like 3.9 or something. Well, it depends on the builds that reflect, right? Or you have to like play the Oculus Ring or ring underneath it, you know, or your Ring of Fire, depending on how you play, where you get spun at. And then obviously, if you play certain builds, you have to run instead of spinning. So I've actually started practicing it to where I don't want to spin, and so earlier I actually stopped spinning. I actually used to play even less, even more scared against spinners because if the Remnant of Pain does not freeze them or like deter them from spinning as a chance, then I keep spinning and I get a cheat death proc immediately, right? Or I would strafe far away, like in the opposite direction while strafing, and then I still get caught. So like I started actually playing a little bit more strategically by risking my Taeguk stacks against spinners, even though I'm risking against the other density that's around me, right? So it just depends on now instead of spinner ads, the problem is whether your build takes forever against the yellow elite though. So if your build is not good at fighting the yellow elite, you're gonna waste time anyway. So it just depends. And then how well you use Oculus Rings, right? Because I mean, people should be practicing Oculus Rings quite a bit. if you don't get enough Oculus rings, you're not gonna kill what you need to kill. And then if the spinners keep popping up, well, if they're teleporting too, which is even crappier, they would teleport straight on top of you. So you would want to avoid it if they are if the affix of the elite you spawn has teleporter. Chances are, if you don't instantly kill them already, the spinner adds, then they teleport on top of you. You're gonna be in more trouble than you asked for, right? So you're asking for trouble by um by being there in the first place. So it's a matter of whether you can instantly kill them or not. All right, let's go. No rips 140. And I myself like to skip spinners myself. Aside from Rena of Pain helping. So Rena of Pain does help. Yeah. In 4 player, it's a lot of issue, and well, in group play, um, like, well, God DH isn't part of the group meta, right? But I play in groups, and I always say, "Oh my God, it's spinners," so I dodge away so that I'm not gonna kill the other people. It's not just I'm not worried for myself necessarily. I'm worried for the others. So that's why it's not in the meta as well, right? There's a problem with both the spinner issue, but it's also um just adding more issues than necessary. So I have to play the density away. Well, I have to play somewhere else the density, preferably anyway, because God DH is a density or a trash killer anyways. So eventually, if you have spinner ads, you wouldn't do that. And then there's also sand dwellers, right? The I think that the Remnant of Pain actually helps if you actually get enough chancing attacks to either spinners or sand dwellers. But I think it's even harder to look at the sand dwellers than the spinners. You're actually able to fight spinners better than sand dwellers. The only issue is that other people probably kill the sand dwellers faster than spinners, so people are scared of spinners. And spinners as have the elite affix with them, so that's another danger with the teleport I just said. So if they like to teleport, they are always going to follow you, more or less. So that's why people dislike spinners. But in fact, this Remnant of Pain with that hitting freeze, if you have someone in the group that plays Remnant of Pain, it act with the cold chance there, it isn't so bad. But if there's nobody playing this, then it sucks. Thank you so much, Godly. Thank you. Yeah, so I like this one, and I started this season playing Remnant of Pain, and I got lucky. After my fifth Sliver of Terror, I decided to go for it because I only had like what 16 to 18 Hellforge Embers initially. So I spent some on rank 2 Slivers, and then 1 or 2 on rank 3 Sliver of Terrors, and since I got a Dexterity one, then I went for Remnant of Pain, and I got this one as my first Remnant of Pain of the season, which is lucky. I got cold basically. So I stuck with this the whole time before I even had this. And then I had this before I had this. So and I don't have the Paragon to play this for this high end pushing anyway. I'm not there yet. I'm way off. I'm like half the Paragons right now. I mean, in speeds you would play this, but in pushing you won't play this again until double at minimum. So therefore, I'm playing Valas as my usual, and I'm a Vala player myself personally. Than Fortress. Now I use Oculus rings like a Fortress player though, or at least some of the backward Oculus rings is more of a Fortress player. So in terms of Oculus rings gameplay, I'm more like a Fortress player than a Vala player. But in terms of the screen size of density, I play I play more like a Vala player. What soul shard do you have if you don't take this one? I mean, I've never like truly tested every single other kinds of soul shard. Usually only these two, right? But like the problem you have with this is that a lot of people play the Essence of Anguish, and they one thing that they don't consider, right, or they never really consider is that during their speeds, you have to choose and hopefully the frames that the monsters spawn, it has to be positioned to where the death blow is actually helping you. So God DH often clears, let's say, too far away from you, right? Like let's say on the sides. If the monsters are on the side and your path of strafing is forward, but you're killing things off to the side, right? You're getting the death blow to the sides.
I did not devote my
Now,
life
if you
to
have the
this
paragons,
ground.
you can use this with the death blow to help you with like reducing HP still, but you have to like it's kind of like the Oculus Ring RNG, right? Where a lot of times you play cat and mouse with the Oculus Rings. So this death blow is kind of the same thing depending on your paragon. So if you have high paragon, you can play this death blow. The only question is I don't know the like how often this death blow gives the percentage at this high tier. But if you have the paragons, you can kind of justify if you can kill fast enough. Like, and I'm talking about high paragon. Now, I'm not there, so I don't know. But based on speed GRs, though, like seeing the speed GRs, you want the death blow to be in your path, along your path. The monsters should be like the monsters should be up ahead and killing the monsters that you're actually wanting to kill, and the death blow should not be exploding outside. Now, of course, if the death blow also kills the monsters outside that are like crowded together, that's fine. That's additional 1 to 2% progress bar, right? But if your death blow is always affecting something else, then you're not actually using the death blow. You're using your own damage,
I require a
literally anyway. I have no clue. Whatever you can kill fast, right? I mean, if you can do the death blow. Now, I mean, it's kind of like the helmet, right? In some sense, like Sliver Terror is nice, but if your skill bar isn't like taking advantage of the fourth well, I don't know about multiplier, but let's just say the four like 12.5 times 4. So you want 4 skills that are like on cooldown, right? If your fourth isn't like a cooldown based, then there is a chance where uh if you don't need the Ring of Fire, if your placement of Ring of Fire sucks, you also wouldn't necessarily play this, right? But at the same time, because the skill bar is consistently 3, sometimes 4, Sliver Terror matches more, right? But if you're playing a lot of density, there's a chance to play another one anyway. But most of the time, it's because of that. But for the weapon, I think Remnant of Pain is stronger than anything else because a lot of people don't work on the crit hit chance a lot, and you get 100% crit on the ones that get, that bullet point. So it's almost like playing Shimizu in a sense. So it's hard to not use the Remnant when it's kind of like Shimizu because Shimizu is played by, well, either hardcore players that want to play those builds that they know and understand to play Shimizu, or you play Shimizu anyway in like the high end Wave of Light or I don't know, high end something else, right? The chess piece. The chess piece that goes with under when your health is what like maintained below 25%, you do all critical hits or something like that. So it's kind of like that, but without the health thing. So this bullet point, this Remnant of Paint's bullet point, it's kind of like that.
I
Because
grew
some people don't. Yeah, that bullet point is really cool. Like this Soul Shard's last bullet point is really cool because some people don't like or they never really worked on that critical hit chance, which is a problem. In fact, a lot of people tend to get their 1 to 10, like 1 to 10 or 1 to 7.6 or whatever ratio, and then they forget to work on that. But my critical hit chance is affected because of the that bullet point. It says critical hit chance is reduced by 15%, right? So it's kind of like it eats up the your critical hit chance from the 50%. Because I'm at like 50.5 or 51 or something, or 50, exactly 50. So uh, it looks bad, but it's actually because of that gem. Oh, I don't play Hearthstone anymore. This is just a, a super old thing. It's probably like what back in 2018 or before. I haven't played Hearthstone in a long time. All right, let me level up this. Let me rank up this gem. Come on, big money. Okay. Wow, what a day. My gems are on par with my push tier number now. What a day. They have been great. These 60% have been great. And see, this is why I love pushing and not just getting the gems upgraded as a support, for example. I mean, if I play support, I would have done it like since the beginning, right? And just go through with that way. But the part of the excitement is when 60% actually work. Now, a lot of people don't like even 60% is because of the 80% and 90% fails actually. When Urshi has the 90% click and it fails more than you think, even the 80% or 70%, it makes people feel bad, so they prefer clicking 100% or clicking nonsense, right? So when clicking nonsense is because you don't need it or that you can just play in a group and get the 100% if you want, more or less, unless it's up to the high end where it's going to be 60% anyway. So that's why I love upgrading my gems like that as I push. It kind of gives you that excitement, and I love that excitement. Now, when it fails, it sucks, right? It obviously sucks because you wasted like 12 minutes doing that. But like at the same time, when it doesn't fail like the 90% does a lot, then the 60% actually feel worth it. Because at the end of the day, when you reach up at the 148, 149, 150, when you click those gems, it's going to be 60% anyway, for example. So a lot of people who may not have reached there ends up kind of like regretting their whole 60% notion. Uh, Zeiss is usually matched with um, Augilts, I believe, usually. Um, and that is to also impact the approaching kill to the elite pack, especially in speeds. Now, uh, if we are talking about playing Fortress, right? So I've seen people push, especially one or two of my friends. They like to play Fortress a lot in pushing, since they farm Paragons anyway. So I mean, not to say they farm like 6K or anything. They farm like 3, 4K. And how they like to play God DH is like they would like max range like 3 or 4 monsters while having an Oculus Ring like near them, right? So if you're playing like let's say your Oculus Ring is over here and the monsters are over here, right? And you play Fortress. So if you're playing this max range style, then Zeiss is actually decent. But you have to be purposeful in the way that you play such that you consistently get an Oculus Ring that's in the zone or in the screen that you've previously cleared. Because otherwise it would be the same thing. You're just going to struggle on damage. Because Zeiss is so positional where it's a risk, right? It's a risk versus like one of your gems, right? The Taeguk usually, for example, or it could even be against the trapped depending on whether you play certain passives. So I played this, for example, to give me a 0.6 chance more often or something like that for the trapped, more or less, or even for this specifically. So it's just like I use a passive and stuff. But like in terms of Zeiss, it's just, well, I just hit 140. The funny thing about your question is I just reached 140. We just did 140. It's not that I didn't switch it yet. I would, like, my Paragon might likely need to switch it, but I just happen to get lucky with my power pylons, I guess.
I need to
But
go back.
that's the funny part about your question, though. I literally just started doing 140. So that's the funniest part about that question.
Excellent.
I've become stronger.
But then again, I don't like yellow elite packs, or at least I don't enjoy yellow elite packs with God DH. So now the Stricken would only basically be for the Rift Guardian fight in general. In general. Because I'm not going to overstay elite packs unless I have a Ring of Fire preparation, right? Because it's like, are you going to play a Ring of Fire or are you playing the Stricken, right? Are you overstaying for the regular situations? And then the Stricken is just for the Rift Guardian duration, right? So we are risking the first 99% for the benefit of the later. So now we have a question of how consistent you can play the Ring of Fire in the first place. Because I had a problem in season 30 where I decided to finally play the Ring of Fire, but I didn't play season 19 right at that time. So last season actually practiced my Ring of Fire better because I actually played like more often the effects from last season. So if if a person has played last season, they'll likely improve on the way that they play on the Ring of Fire. Now, so even if I use Stricken, now we are going to be thinking about how well you can perform with Ring of Fire anyway, right? And so then you might even choose to play the other bullet points of RNG. You may not even be playing the Ring of Fire in that situation with the Stricken because your first 99% might be a problem. Because we don't want to overstay a yellow elite, generally speaking. We want to play more blues or density and blues, which is why I love Oculus Rings. Like, even for my speed GRs or mid speed GRs to be more specific, because I don't play the super fast speeds. I play speeds where I can make use of at least like 3 to 6 Oculus Rings as a practice because I love using Oculus Rings. I'm like a Oculus Ring fanatic, basically. But of course, in group play, I can't guarantee that I see every Oculus Ring, right? It can get really messy, so I won't guarantee that. But I can tell you that I'm an Oculus Ring player. From squeezing any materials whatsoever to play the cube by any means of any recipe that needs to use any of these resources. Because you won't be looting within 3 seconds, right? You either get to town faster to go to the next, right? So you're always going to be pressing T at Urshi as fast as you can upgrade, right? And then even in town, it depends on whether it's 8 seconds or 3 seconds if you have. Because so anyway, that's the idea. That's the thing where it's like the hypotenuse affects um the speed, and the speed is just nicer in Diablo 2 because you're just trading